buses. And these buses, they have to make sure that they're starting and so on and so forth. And then they drive them up. So that takes about 2-3 hours. And then they drive them up and wait outside the Haram, where the policemen would block them, until they allow them like maybe 45 minutes to an hour, when they say, go. And they go and they stop. They may stop in front of your hotel. They may stop 2-3 blocks away from your hotel, because they're the only access that they have. So when you come and tell Muammar or tell Hassan, Brother Hassan, could the bus come in a couple of hours? Is that possible? Because he has maybe from 11 to 11:45, at 12 noon, his bus is blocked. He cannot move out until maybe after Asr or after Maghrib prayer. Is it possible to hold the whole group until Maghrib or after Isha prayer? Forget about it. So you really, when he says 11 o'clock, you need to be there even before 11 o'clock, preparing for what? For the bus to pick you up. So you do whatever needs to be done. You have a headache, you cannot say, brother, if I could only sleep a couple of hours, I'll be fine. Just give me a couple of hours. Is that okay? What are they going to tell you? If they are American, they're going to spell all kind of profanities on you. And they're going to still leave you, by the way. But you really do whatever you need to do, whether it's you need to take medications, anti-diarrhea, constipation medications. You do whatever needs to be done in order to be there. There is no such thing as sleeping it over for a couple of hours. You do everything that is possible in your means to do it and to be there on time. So bus ride from Mecca and Medina, it normally takes 4 hours, but it may take up to 24 hours, just for your example, because people keep on what? They may be stopping around the road, and I'll give you some examples, inshallah. So this is the ride from Mecca to Medina. There are many stops along the road, when again, the bus that is taking you from Mecca to Medina, they have your passports in a bag with the name tag of all the people in it. So your passport and your processing is basically next to you. So they want to make sure that all of you are in the bus. So they go into an area where they check you out of Medina. And that you have to wait. Could take 45 minutes, maybe to 2 hours to process these people in the bus. And as you go in, there are different areas that just to verify that you are different stopping areas along the road. And when you get to Medina, in an area called Aziziyah, again, you go to the same office of Mutawaf where they check you into Mecca and so on and so forth. And there are many different stops areas, such as they provide you with Zamzam water and so on and so forth, or some information, or guide you into your hotel. So there is a Mutawaf representation that escorts the bus inside Mecca. Once you get into Mecca, they check you in. They have like a representative of your Mutawaf from the Saudis, basically, that guides you to reach you into your final destination hotel in Mecca. And this is really the photo, how one of these stopping areas, this is the Mecca entering station, if you would. This is the representative of the Mutawaf inside the bus. They may give you some quick meals, they may give you some Zamzam water, they may give you Islamic information into it. So there are different people that serve different purposes. So they're mostly youth people, scouts, if you would. Now they are getting closer into Mecca. You may have like, this is Masjid Aisha or Mantaqat al-Tan'im. It's pretty much what you go through. Very clear mic, huh? Most of the mics are not good.
الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك
You start seeing the Tower of Mecca. And you're always going what? Going down. Remember, it's a valley. That's the tower, the clock tower.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
That's what you will going to go through. So arriving at your hotel, they again in Mecca, if you would, they will assign you rooms, and they always, when you think you're get into the hotel, okay, I'm going to get into the room right away. Not really. There are always some staging to assign you into your groups in different areas, depending on how efficient your Hajj agent. Inshallah ta'ala, they will process it to you quickly and they will give you the room. You may be assigned to stay with 2 or 3 other individuals in that room, depending on your room assignments. So again, if you are tired getting to do your Umrah, you could always go to sleep, rest if you have to. Again, if you have slept in the bus, you need to have you need to be in a state of purity. You have to have your wudu on before you do your Umrah. So again, you may go into a large group or you may go into a smaller group. This is a photo, if you would, of the Haram itself. This is the Kaaba itself. These are the different gates. This is Bab al-Malik Abdul Aziz, Bab al-Malik Fahd. This is As-Safa, and Marwa is about here. This is basically the Sa'i area, if you would. This is where the gray area is the clock tower. There are many hotels in that clock tower, including shopping areas and restaurants and stores. There are hundreds, if not more, of different stores in there. So once you get into, there is so much stuff to do and buy, and from food and various things that you could buy. It's a humongous place. These are the Hilton Suites. This is where the Adam group will be staying. In these series of buildings. And if you look into these, this is basically a real photo, I beg your pardon, a photo of the place from Google. And these are the Hilton Tower, the Hilton Suite Meccas, and this is basically the clock tower. These are the rugs, if you would, here on the 3rd floor. These are the 3 domes, if you would, on the top floor. This is the Kaaba itself, and this is where on top of the Safa, Marwa is about here. So this basically gives you an area, give you a vision of the whole area. This area where most of there are belts, if you would, underground tunnels that basically goes underneath. That's what there are really, all of this is really underneath. This whole area, there are roads underneath, basically, that connects it. So I beg your pardon, from the top, you don't see a road here. There's really a road underneath this. So this road gets here, there's a tunnel that goes underneath and then come out of this area. This area also is something to take note of. This is an Ajad area. This is where most of the transportation, public transportation, if you should miss your group, or if you need to go to Mina, or if you would, the Aziziyah area, most of the taxis come like this and take around and goes into Mina area. Mina is about in this directions of the area. Okay, who's this? You may have met this guy. It's the best place to stay. Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr prayer where? On the 3rd floor. It is so cool, so nice, so comfortable. It is, the wind is so breezy. But for Dhuhr or Asr, you really want to stay on the second floor or where it is air conditioned because it's kind of hot. I would not go there for Dhuhr and Asr prayer. The Hilton Towers are right here. So it basically shows some of it. The Hilton Suites, if you would, the Adam group that they will go into. This is the old Mecca Towers, if you would. This is the Intercontinental here behind me. On the third floor is really very beautiful and awesome. And again, this is the Mecca ride, if you would. The taxis come into this area here. And this is a real photo. These are the taxis. You see them lining up? So they come here, so you may check them here, check them here, check them there. You start haggling, how much you're going to take. We are two people. So 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So you wheel and deal, if you would. Check out prices. Again, this is the Kaaba itself right here. First time in the Haram, tired after a trip, by all means, make sure that you have if you have your precious shoes, you don't want to lose them. So you have it where? You have it in your backpack, if you would. If you are basically walking with it into the Haram. If you have good shoes, you may want to, once you take it off, you put it in your backpack and you start doing tawaf and sa'i with it. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You could get you a cheap thing for 3-5 riyals and walk into it. If you should lose it or you stashed it somewhere or put it somewhere, get lost, it is not a big deal. So you could either buy cheap flip-flops or you could take your packable and put in it what you need, including whatever water container or your